you are having a great start to your Friday. My name is Allie, and I am going to be leading us through a all levels Vinyasa flow class. So let's go ahead and grab our mats. I'll wait about a minute or two before we get started to allow a couple people to join us. And let's get going. If you have a block, I'd recommend grabbing it. If you don't, you can also grab a couple of books and stack them on top of each other, and those will act really nicely as a block replacement. All right, so let's go ahead and head to the mat. All right, so let's go ahead and begin by lying down on our backs. Bring the heels of your feet up to the top of your mat. Begin to flex those feet and begin to scoop out the abdomen, making a nice C shape with the spine. And then you're going to just roll slowly all the way down onto your back. Allowing your shoulder blades to tuck beneath of your body and letting your toes fall to the sides. Find a soft gaze up at the ceiling, or you can allow your eyes to close, whichever feels more natural for you. Take a couple of moments here to begin to settle into your body. Maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes a little bit, just adding a little bit of movement. Notice the spaces on your body that are making contact with your mat. And allow your awareness to begin to drift to your breath. Allowing each inhale to travel in through your nose, down the back of your throat, into your lungs, and then all the way down to your belly. And as you exhale, you squeeze the belly button into your spine. You let the chest fall, and the breath leads back out through the nose. We're going to continue our practice with this deep, cleansing belly breath, allowing the air to travel just through the nose. And as you take your next exhale, go ahead and begin to bring your knees into your chest, wrapping your arms around your shins, and give them a good squeeze. Maybe you want to rock left and right, and maybe you want to enjoy the stillness. Give yourself what you need today. Now let's begin to flex the feet, pulling the toes towards the face, and then go ahead and point those feet. And again, flex, and point, and flex, and point. Taking some ankle circles in one direction, nice and slow. And then reverse those circles. Go ahead and begin to wrap both arms around your right shin, and we're going to extend our left leg long and keep the left heel floating off of the earth. And let's go ahead and switch. Bring the left knee into the chest, extend the right leg long. And again, switch. Right knee into the chest, release, straightening out that left leg. And last one, switch. Then we're going to pause here and allow that right heel to rest onto the earth. Move my block out of the way. We're going to take the sole of our left foot and place it on top of the right thigh. Then you're going to go ahead and take your right hand, grab the outside of your left thigh, extend the left arm out to the side, and you're going to allow that the left leg to cross the body, letting the left hip lift up off of the earth. And really press the left shoulder down into the earth. If you need to lessen the stretch, you can remove your hand from your left leg and maybe slide the sole of the foot down the right leg. Or if you want to intensify the stretch, You can even remove the sole of the foot from the leg and pull that left knee a little closer into the body. So again, find the variation that feels most comfortable for you. And let's go ahead and turn our heads to the left. Notice your breath continuing to move down to your belly. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to roll onto your back, hugging that left knee back into the chest. And extend it long. Go ahead and bring the right leg into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shin. Good squeeze. And let's place the sole of our right foot on top of the left thigh. Left hand grabs the outside of the right thigh and extend the right arm out to the side. Just like the other side, we're going to begin to cross the right knee across the body, letting the right hip lift off of the mat, coming into a supine twist. And you have the options, just like you did on the other side, pull the leg a little closer or release it and take a little bit of a gentler variation. Turn your head to look to the right and continue to breathe down to your belly. Breathing a little bit deeper through those sticky spots in the twist of your spine. And one more big breath in. And let's exhale, roll onto the back. And we're going to keep the right knee into the chest. Wrap both arms around the shin and begin to lift the shoulder blades up off the mat, bringing the chin towards the knee. Now let's begin to place our fingertips right behind the ears and allow the elbows to be spread wide. Now let's go ahead and bring the left knee into the chest as well. So we're still lifting those shoulder blades off of the mat, trying to get the tip of the blade off of the earth. You're going to notice your abdomen might start shaking a little bit, and that's totally fine. You got this. Keep lifting from the collarbone. Let's go ahead and bring that right knee back into the chest. We're going to extend the left leg long. Nice. Let's go ahead and bring the left elbow towards the right knee. Slow and controlled. Go ahead and switch. Left knee comes in, right leg straightens. And again, switch. And switch. The slower you can go, the more control, the stronger you're going to be. Switch again. Right knee in. And left. One more each side, nice and slow. And switch. Go ahead and release, keeping the knees into the chest, taking a couple of breaths all the way down to the belly, really letting the belly balloon up with every inhale, trying to stretch out the abdomen that we just worked. And let's begin to extend the legs, flexing the feet, pulling the toes down towards the face. Go ahead and bring those fingertips back behind the ears. Elbows spread wide. Lift the shoulder blades up off the mat. And begin to take some little pulses, lifting and lowering. Lift and lower. Trying to move just an inch up and an inch down. Continue pressing the heels up to the sky, pulling the toes down towards your face. Keep the elbows spread wide. We'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Knees into the chest. Give them a good squeeze. Allow the knees to open out to the sides, getting into the outer hips. And release release your legs long onto the earth. Beginning to stretch the arms back to the wall behind you, giving your fingers and your toes a little bit of a wiggle. Take one more big breath in. And as we exhale, we'll roll on up one vertebrae at a time, finding our way up to a nice comfortable seat on the mat. All right, so let's go ahead and find a little bit of a bend in those knees. Begin to flex those feet, pulling the toes towards your face. Feel yourself sitting up super tall, crown of the head reaching up to the sky. Let's begin to inhale, sweep our arms all the way up and overhead. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders away from your ears. We want to keep the biceps on either sides of those ears, so if you wiggle your head left and right, you should feel an arm on either side. Inhale, sit up a little taller, and exhale, begin to hinge at the hips, maintaining this nice long line of the spine, keeping the arms lifted. We're strengthening the spinal flexors along the back of the spine. Continue breathing down to your belly. Keep the arms lifted, flex the feet, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Allow the spine to curve. Let the crown of your head hang heavy. And what we're looking for here is this nice belly to thigh connection. If that means that you need to bend your legs all the way up here, go ahead and go for it. We're trying to release our lower back here. So again, belly to thigh connection, wherever you might find that. Allow the crown of your head to hang heavy, pull the chin into your chest. And go ahead and wiggle your jaw left and right. Make sure you're not holding any tension. Breathing nice and deep all the way down to your belly. One more big breath in. And exhale, slowly rolling up, one vertebrae at a time. Crown of the head is the very last thing to lift. Find your way to an easy seat, maybe crisscross applesauce, maybe keeping the legs straight. Again, whatever's comfortable for you. Wiggle left and right a little bit. Make sure you feel those two sits bones pressing down into your mat. And find some stillness. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, create space along the neck. Let's begin to inhale, sweep our arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Begin to release the hands out to your knees. We're going to drop our right ear to our right shoulder. Press the left shoulder down towards the earth. And if you'd like, you can take the right hand, place it on top of the head, add a little bit of added pressure. Continue breathing down to your belly. Gently release the hand. Slowly lift the head back up. And begin to gently drop left ear to left shoulder. You want to really imagine pushing this right shoulder down to the ground. And if you did so on the other side, add the left hand on top of the head. Notice your breath moving through the nose, down through your torso. And next exhale, gently release. Let's take a couple shoulder rolls back and a couple shoulder rolls forward. Begin to inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to begin to reach to the right, just like we're tracing our fingertips along an arc. Then you can go ahead and release the right hand down to your mat. Continue to reach through those lifted fingertips. And you'll notice I just have my tips of my fingers of the right hand on the ground. That helps you to keep the strength in the side bodies, keeping you lifted. Go ahead and look beneath of the left arm. letting the breath expand the side body. One more big breath in. And exhale, lift, bringing the right arm back up to meet the left. Another inhale. Exhale, bending to the left. Release left hand down onto the ground, just the fingertips on your mat. Imagine that somebody is pulling you from the right rib cage right up to the sky. Carrying the breath through the right side body, feeling the lifting of the rib cage. And one more big breath in. And exhale, lift. Release the arms. Go ahead and swing your legs around to the side or roll forward to come onto your hands and knees for a tabletop position. Now, if anyone has sensitive knees, I would recommend taking a little towel or a blanket beneath the knees. You can also add a little fold to your mat if you need. Find your hands stacked directly beneath your shoulders and the knees beneath your hips. Create as much space between the tips of your fingers as possible and begin to rock your weight forwards and backwards. And now you have the freedom here to make these rocks as dramatic or as subtle as you would like. So you can make it a slow little shift forward and backward. Or if you want, you can bring your hips all the way back to your heels. So again, modify this to make it your own. Do what feels best for you today. Continue to pull your belly button into your spine, pressing the tips of the fingers into your mat. And find stillness. Go ahead and turn your fingertips to the edges or the sides of your mat and begin to gently rock your weight left and right. If you need more intensity here, you can bring the heels of the hands a little closer together. So the hands look like this. And find stillness. Go ahead and turn your fingertips back to point towards your knees. And then turn your hands palms face up. So the fingers are still pointing to the knees, palms are up to the sky. And if this is a little too intense for you, feel free to take it one hand at a time. Now let's go ahead and tuck our toes under, sit back on top of the heels, and shake those hands out. Begin to take a couple of wrist rolls, nice and slow, one direction. And then reverse those circles. And come on back to your tabletop. As you take your next inhale, begin to drop your belly down towards the earth. Lift your gaze up to the sky. Imagine touching the back of your head to your tailbone. And as you exhale, go ahead and curl through the back of the body, pressing the space between the shoulder blades up to the sky. Inhale, drop your belly towards the earth, gaze lifts up. Exhale, round through the back body, chin into the chest. Inhale, belly to the ground, gaze comes up. Exhale, chin into the chest. Tuck the tailbone under. Now return to your neutral spine. Go ahead and look over the right shoulder, pulling the right hip towards the right shoulder, and look off to the left, back to the right, and one more to the left. Finding the neutral spine once again, make sure that you're in perfect alignment, hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Begin to tuck your toes under and press your hips back towards your heels. Push your hands down into the mat and lift the knees about 2 inches off of the earth. And begin to reach the hips all the way up and back, stretching the tailbone up to the sky. Feel free to pedal those feet and the knees, maybe wiggle the hips. Do whatever you need to feel a little more comfortable in this downward facing dog. Letting your breath find its way all the way up to your belly. Let's begin to inhale, shift the weight forward, finding our way to a high plank. Go ahead and lower the knees down onto your mat. Exhale, bend at the elbows, lower the chest to the ground. Inhale, lift the chest up, squeeze the shoulder blades back. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Begin to sweep the right leg up and back, pressing through the right heel. Inhale, shift the weight forward, bringing right knee to the right elbow. And press it up and back. Keep the right foot lifted as you shift the weight forward to a high plank. Pull the right knee into the chest. Extend the right foot to the left side of your mat. So the pinky toe side of that right foot is on the earth. Begin to shift your weight into the right hand. Lift the left arm up to the sky. Breathing down to your belly, squeezing the shoulder blades back. And press the left palm down onto the mat. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Inhale, shift your weight forward. You always have the option here to drop your knees onto your mat. Exhale, bend at the elbows. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, hips up and back. Begin to sweep the left leg up and back. Pressing through the left heel. Inhale, shift the weight forward, left knee, left elbow. And press it up and back. Again, shift the weight forward, keep left foot lifted. Pull the left knee into your chest and extend it out onto the right side of the mat. Begin to press the weight into the left palm. Reach the right arm up. Breathing down to your belly. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Right hand lowers. Step back to a downward facing dog. Begin to shift the weight forward into the hands and tiptoe your feet to the top of your mat. Allowing a soft bend to form in the knees. Crown of the head hangs heavy. You can let your arms just hang. You could grab opposite elbows. You can also wrap your arms behind the calves. Whichever variation feels best for you. Begin to press your hands into your shins, straightening out the legs, pressing the crown of the head forward, finding a nice flat back. And once again, fold. Begin to slowly roll on up, one vertebrae at a time, finding your way to standing at the top of the mat. Let's begin to inhale, sweep our arms up. And exhale, hands down to heart center. Go ahead and look down, make sure that your feet are exactly at hips width distance, which is about the distance of your 2 fists placed together on the ground. Begin to tuck the tailbone under, engaging the abdomen once again. Begin to sink the hips back like you're sitting down into a chair. Now, if you look down, you should still be able to see those toes. Feel your shoulders sliding down your back. Crown of the head is lifting forward. And breathe all the way down to your belly. legs a little lower. Maybe lift those toes up, engaging the arches of the feet, and then you can press the toes back down. Continue carrying your breath all the way down to your belly. And go ahead and shift your weight into your left foot. And we're gonna bring the right knee into the chest. Keep sinking those hips down. And then step the right foot back. Go ahead and wiggle those right toes back until you have your weight even between the front and back foot. And then you're gonna spiral that right heel down so the pinky toe side of the right foot is parallel with the back of the mat. Finding a strong bend in this left leg, and we're pressing the knee to the left. Tuck the tailbone under, bring the arms out to shoulder height. Squeeze the shoulder blades back, and find your gaze directly over that left middle fingertip. Continue to press your weight into the pinky toe sides of both feet. Letting your breath make its way down to your belly. Begin to inhale, shift your weight forward. As you exhale, you're going to lower the left forearm on the left thigh. Reach the right arm up to the sky. Continue to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Opening up the chest. And begin to lift on up. Bringing the arms back to shoulder height. Maintaining the strong bend in your front leg. Once again, shift the weight forward. Begin to scoop with your left hand. Reach it up and all the way back. The right hand can rest on the thigh, the hip, or behind the back. Make sure that the front knee is pressing to the left. Don't let it roll in. Feel yourself grounding into the blade sides of your feet, those pinky toe sides. And return to your warrior two. Begin to straighten your front leg. We're going to turn the left toes to face the same direction as the right toes. Keeping the arms at shoulder height, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Begin to lead with your chest, pushing the hips back, bringing your torso parallel to the ground. Then we're going to begin to lower the right arm and lift the left. Squeezing the blades together, opening up the chest. Press those hips back. Release the right hand from the ground. Bring those arms back out wide to the side, just like an airplane. And begin to lower left, lift right. And don't worry if this left hand can't touch the ground. Let the strength of your side body keep you lifted. And we're going to lower the right hand to meet the left. Feel free to find a little bit of a soft bend in those knees as you allow your torso to hang heavy. Breathing all the way up to your belly. Maybe you want to bring the hands onto the outsides of the feet. Maybe you want to try and bring the forearms towards the earth. Wherever you are, just letting the crown of the head hang heavy. And begin to find a soft bend in those knees. Let the arms hang in front and begin to slowly roll on up, one vertebrae at a time. Take a couple shoulder rolls back, and a couple shoulder rolls forward. Let's go ahead and pick up the right toes and turn it to face what is the back of your mat. All right? So let's go ahead and find that nice strong bend in the right leg, pressing the front knee to the right. Arms come on out, shoulder height. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And find the gaze out over the right middle fingertip. Notice your tailbone tucking under. You're engaging your belly button into the back of your spine. And you can feel yourself grounding into those pinky toe sides of your feet. Feel the strength in the upper body, the support in the lower body. Let's begin to inhale, shift our weight forward. And then we're going to lower the right forearm on the right thigh. Reach the left arm up to the sky. Opening the chest up. Continue reaching with that left hand. One more big breath in. And exhale, lift on up. Pulling the belly into your spine, engaging the abdomen. Once again, inhale, shift the weight forward. This time scooping with your right hand, reach it up and back. Now you have the same options on this side as you did on the other. You can rest the hand on your thigh, place the hand on your hip, or cross it behind your back, whichever feels best for you. Make sure you're maintaining the strong bend in your right leg. Feel the right arm reaching to the wall behind you. One more big breath in. And exhale, lift on up. Go ahead and straighten out both legs. Give your hips a little wiggle. Let's bring the hands down onto the hips. Take the right toes, point them to face the same direction as the left, and then we're going to bring both heels in a little bit. So our feet are at a 45-degree angle. Go ahead and place one hand on your low belly, one hand on your lower back, and you're going to give yourself a manual adjustment of tucking the hips under. So you're trying to find that nice neutral pelvis. Then bring the hands back to your hips. You might need to adjust your feet a little bit, that's totally fine. Maybe a little narrower, a little wider, depends on your anatomy. And begin to sink your hips down to the earth, bending at the knees. We're pressing the knees back, and we're still going into the pinky toe sides of our feet. Now you're welcome to remain here with your hands on your hips. That helps you feel a little grounded. Maybe you want to bring your hands to heart center. Maybe you want to bring the hands out to the sides, maybe taking the pointer finger and the thumb to touch. So whatever hand placement feels best for you. Begin to lift your left heel. Sink the hips a little lower and lift them up. And lower and lift. Moving just about an inch or two. Lower. Lift. Two more on this side. Lower. Lift. Last one, lower. And lift. Drop the left heel. Lift the right. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Still maintaining that neutral back. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. You got this. Last one. Lower. And lift. Drop both heels down. Sink the hips. I know it burns, but you got this. Push your knees back. A little extra added challenge. See if you can lift both heels at the same time. And hold for 3, 2, and 1. Rest the heels, straighten the legs, reach the arms up to the sky. And a little side to side. And bring the arms back out to the side. We're going to turn the right toe so that pinky toe side of the foot is parallel with the back of the mat. Left toes point to the front of our mat. Begin to push the hips back, leading with the left arm. Lower left arm, lift right. Try and create space along this underside body. If you want more of a challenge, keep the left arm off of the leg. If you need a little more support, you can rest the hand on your shin. Letting the breath make its way down to your belly. Continue pushing the hips back. And lift on up. Begin to bring the hands onto the hips. Lift up the right heel. Spiral onto the ball of the right foot. Step the right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands come onto the shins, reach the crown of the head forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, step back to a high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Begin to walk, step, or hop your feet to the top of your mat. Soft bend at the knees, torso hangs heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, press the hands into the shins, reach the crown of the head forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly roll on up, one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Make sure those feet are hips width distance. Pull the belly button into the spine. Sink the hips back, sitting down in your imaginary chair. See if you can drop your hips a little lower than we did before. Still being very mindful of the knees and the toes. So if you look down, you should still see your toes. Awesome, reach the crown of the head forward. We're going to begin to shift our weight into our right foot. Bring the left knee into the chest. Awesome, and step the left foot back. We're going to drop the left heel down onto the mat so that the pinky toe side of the foot is parallel with the back of the mat. And straighten the right leg. Let's go ahead and bring those arms out to shoulder height. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Push the hips back. Begin to reach with that right arm. And lower the right arm, lift the left. Take the same variation on this side as you did on the other. So either removing this right hand for a challenge or resting the hand on the shin to give you a little more support. Keep a little bit of a micro bend in this right knee just to keep from hyperextending. Ground into the pinky toe sides of your feet. And let's lift on up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then lower the hands down onto your hips. Begin to lift the left heel. Spiral onto the ball of the left foot. Finding a bend in this right leg, we're going to begin to come into our high lunge. So you might need to readjust the feet so that your weight is even between the front and back foot. Begin to fold your torso forward, trying to find some belly to thigh connection if you're able, and bring the arms back out to the sides, back to our airplane wings. Go ahead and lower the left arm and lift the right. Pressing the right heel back, dropping the left hip, opening up the chest. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right arm lowers. Press both hands down into your mat. Step back to a high plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Feel free to drop the knees here. Exhale, bend at the elbows. Inhale, lift your chest up. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. And exhale, hips up and back. Breathing all the way up to your belly. Begin to sweep the left leg up and back. Exhale, shift the weight forward, keeping the left foot lifted. And pull the left knee into your chest. Go ahead and drop the left foot off at the top of the mat. Wiggle those right toes back. Find your weight even between the front and back foot. Lift the chest up. Arms come out to airplane arms. Pressing the right heel back. Begin to lower the right arm and lift the left. Letting your breath move easily through your nose to your belly. Continue pressing back through the right heel. Lower the left hip a little bit and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left arm lowers. Both hands press down into your mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Begin to lower your knees down onto the mat. Untuck your toes and press your hips back for a child's pose. Allow the crown of your head and the forehead to release to your mat. Continue to wiggle those hands forward, melting the hips to the wall behind you, and releasing onto the mat. Notice your breath moving along the back of your body. And if your forehead is touching the mat, go ahead and rock it left and right to give yourself a little massage. And find stillness. Ahead and inhale, shift your weight forward, finding your way back to a tabletop position. Let's go ahead and bring our forearms onto the mat. So we have our elbow in line with the shoulder and the wrist in line with the elbow. Begin to tuck those toes under. Press your hips back slightly. Lift the knees up and reach the hips all the way up and back. Now our focus here is on the spine. So we're trying to open the chest towards the legs, lift the hips up even higher. With that being said, you're welcome to keep a bend in your legs. Focus on your hips lifting up, chest opening towards the legs, and your gaze is right in between your toes. Letting your breath move down to your belly, or rather up to your belly. Pushing the tips of your fingers down into your mat, and begin to walk your feet back, finding your way to a low plank. Lower your hips a little bit, around through the shoulders, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees onto your mat. Bring the hands beneath the shoulders. Lift yourself on up. Knees come beneath the hips. And then go ahead and walk your hands to the top of your mat, allowing your chest to weigh heavy towards the ground. Breathing into the space between the shoulders. Allowing the breath to move through the nose. And as you exhale, lift the chest off of the earth. Walk the hands back beneath the shoulders. Finding your way back to your tabletop position. Let's go ahead and begin to inhale, drop your belly down to the ground, lift your gaze up. Exhale, round through the back of the body, chin into the chest. Back of the spine up to the sky. Belly drops down, gaze lifts up. Exhale, tailbone curls under. Inhale, belly drops down. Exhale, tailbone curls under. And find your neutral spine. We're going to begin to turn these cat and cow into a little bit more of a barrel roll. So we're going to come into our cat, rounding through the back of the body. Then begin to bend your right elbow as you lower your chest down towards the ground. Left elbow bends, and then press yourself back up into your cat. So you want to imagine that the chest, the space right in between your heart, is tracing a big circle. All right? So let's continue through our barrel rolls, moving to the right. Keeping the focus on the thoracic spine. And that's the area of the spine that lies right behind the shoulder blades. So it's right here. And let's find stillness. Go ahead and take those circles to the left. And don't worry about how these look. Just focus on how they feel. And find stillness. Begin to shift your way into your left hand. Take the right hand, place it beneath the base of the head, top of the neck. We're going to drop the right elbow down to the mat and lift it up to the sky, opening the chest up, squeezing the shoulder blades back. Drop the right elbow down and lift it up. And one more time, lower and lift. Place the right hand on the mat, weight into the right palm, left hand comes behind the head. Drop the left elbow down and lift the left arm up. And drop it down and lift it up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. One more, lower and lift. Place that left hand down onto your mat. Go ahead and swing your legs around to the side, finding your way to a seat. Let's go ahead and bring the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins. Give them a really good squeeze. And let's bring the soles of the feet to touch. Allow your knees to fall to the sides. If you have a block or two, you can place them beneath your knees here. And let's begin to gently fold forward. You're welcome to keep your hands on your feet, or you can begin to walk the hands forward. Allowing your torso to hang heavy, and maybe let the eyes close as well. You're carrying your breath down to your belly. And imagine what it would be like if you were able to carry your breath all the way down to your hips. Take one more big breath in. And exhale, roll on up, one vertebrae at a time. Go ahead and gently bring those knees back into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins. Give them a good squeeze. And release. Go ahead and walk your heels up to the top of your mat. Begin to make that nice C shape with the spine. And then begin to roll all the way down onto your back. One vertebrae at a time. Go ahead and bring the soles of your feet flat onto the mat. Tuck the shoulder blades beneath of the body. Arms come along the sides of the body with the palms flat on your mat. And if you're able, you want to bring the heels close enough that you can brush your fingertips against them. But if you're not, it's totally fine. Just bring them as close as you can get them. Begin to tuck the tailbone under, engaging the low belly into the spine, engaging the glutes. And we're going to begin to imagine we're squeezing in on a block between our knees as we lift the hips up to the sky. Our goal is to find one nice long line from the knees to the hips to the shoulders. Engaging the glutes, pressing the hips up to the sky, squeezing those knees together. And if you'd like, you can interlace your hands and bring the shoulder blades even further under the body. Still breathing down to the belly. Lift those hips up just a little higher and gently release, rolling down. Move the arms out of your way. And pause for a moment with a neutral spine. And then go ahead and bring the knees back into the chest and wrap your arms around your shins. Maybe you want to rock side to side again, or you have the option to remain in stillness. And bring your awareness back to this posture when we did it at the very beginning of this class together. How did this feel in your body? Where do you feel any differences? Maybe you're noticing a little bit more openness in the hips, a little more length along the back of your spine. Maybe you're feeling a little stronger in the arms. Whatever you might notice, just simply acknowledge it without passing any judgment. Go ahead and bring one hand onto each knee. Allow the knees to separate. Begin to flex your feet and kick your heels up to the sky, while still keeping the entire spine and the tailbone flat on your mat. Go ahead and reach your arms up onto the outsides of your legs to grab your calves, your ankles, or your heels, whatever is best for you. Pull the knees towards the armpits, flex the feet, soles of the feet press up to the sky. And then if you'd like, go ahead and have some fun with your happy baby. Rock side to side, straighten your legs, maybe straighten them one at a time. Just doing whatever feels good and whatever feels fun. And go ahead and begin to find stillness, allowing your legs to stretch out long onto your mat. Let your toes fall to the sides. Tuck your shoulder blades beneath of your body and allow your arms to rest on the earth. Go ahead and remain lying down. The shoulder blades are tucked beneath of your body. And allow your eyes to gently close. Begin to feel the heels of your feet pressing down into the mat. Notice the little space behind your ankles where the air can easily pass through. Feel the backs of your calves touching your mat, releasing into the ground. Let your awareness carry up through your legs, noticing the tops of the kneecaps, and feeling the thighs relaxing onto your mat. Your awareness begins to drift to your hips, pressing onto the earth. And feel your awareness beginning to shift up to the torso. Feeling the little space behind your back on the mat. And beginning to notice the softness of your belly. Feeling how easily the breath travels in and out, moving throughout the torso. Let your awareness begin to travel up to your chest. Notice the way it too is rising and falling, moving in time with your breath. Begin to feel the backs of your shoulders pressing down into your mat, feeling that deep connection with the ground beneath you. Begin to feel the heaviness of the arms releasing into the ground. Noticing the backs of your hands making contact with the mat or the earth. And feel the very tips of your fingers seamlessly floating in space. Allow the awareness to drift back up through the arms, the wrists and the elbows, back into the shoulders. Notice the space behind your neck. And lastly, beginning to feel the space on the back of your skull that's pressing down into the mat. Let the awareness begin to drift back to your breath. Noticing how easily you can breathe in through your nose and down to your belly. Requiring absolutely no effort from you at all. Keeping your eyes closed, go ahead and roll over onto your right side for a fetal position. Allow your bicep to act as a pillow. Let your torso hang heavy into the earth. And just allowing the ground to support you. And keeping those eyes closed, begin to use the strength of your arms to press yourself on up to a comfortable seat. Closing your eyes once you find your way there. Taking your time. And once you find yourself in a comfortable seat, notice the legs making contact with your mat. And feel the crown of your head reaching up to the sky. Notice your breath moving in through your nose and down to your belly. Easily swirling and traveling throughout the torso. let's take some breaths together. We'll inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Take another big breath in. And exhale out. Another inhale. Exhale, release. And our final breath together this morning during this practice, we'll breathe in. And breathe out. Namaste. Thank you all very, very much for taking the time to practice with me today. This class will be available on our Facebook page after the live video ends. So if you want to send it to a friend so that they can practice while they're stuck at home, and just, keep connecting with people. We are, all in this social isolation, but it's important to continue to talk to people and continue with some sort of resemblance to your regular routine as much as you can. And so we will be continuing to do these live classes as long as we have our studio space closed in order to keep the community safe and as healthy as possible. And if you did enjoy this class and you are able, feel free to leave us a small donation on our PayPal, Google Pay, or Venmo. Venmo is the easiest, and that's just Luna Yoga. And again, my name is Allie, and if you would like to practice with me more, you can find more of my stuff at Freckled Yogi, and that's my website, my Instagram, everything's there. And I really appreciate you all taking the time to practice with me today, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.